This is Gary Butterfield.
This is Cole Ross.
And you're listening to Monster My Podcast.
And this is the Black Anise, or Papio Anise.
There's a monster in my podcast.
It tastes like generic cough medicine.
Yeah. And this is another one of our good Sasquatch friends.
Yeah, super apes. the Legion of Shadowrun super apes is making an appearance.
The League of Extraordinary Apes.
Yeah, starring Black Anise, Bandersnatch, Sasquatch, and
Grape Ape.
Troglodyte later, and Grape Ape. Hello.
Grape Ape specifically doesn't say hello.
Which way to the wacky races?
I've seen wackier.
Can you please direct me to the cartoon remake of any The Gods Must... Not The Gods Must... What is that fucking show? You know what I'm thinking of. It's a mad world.
Okay, there we go.
Yeah.
You're going to mix up The Gods Must Be Crazy with a mad world.
Yeah, like it's a mad Max.
Yeah.
The Gods Must Be Crazy too. It's a mad Max.
Oh, Jesus. Yeah, so these are awakened mandrills. They're intensely territorial, so much so that they will just like straight up chase their mates off of their territory.
Yep. Again, the kind of that Dennis Miller kind of factor to these guys. They're really strong too. They can flip over cars.
Yeah.
They say. So super strong, nasty monkeys. I gotta say, this isn't specific to a Shadowrun, but mandrills have to be really low on my list of monkeys.
They're not great.
I think mandrills are bad. I think they're ugly. I don't think they're cute. I think that there's a Marvel villain called the Mandrill who is pretty rapey.
Ew.
Like his power is that he's like an evil monkey man who women have to do what he says, and he uses it to like seduce superheroines in the 70s.
Yeah,
it's no good.
Yeah, Spark Mandrill was a real kind of like C- Mega Man boss.
Huge disappointment.
Yeah,
you know. And just the name, like I feel it's too euphemistic. Like I feel like Mandrill is a little on the nose, you know.
Although I do like their face coloration, like that's fine.
I think that's kind of scary and gross.
Oh.
It's like on flesh, it's not fur. Like I like colored, fur.
Right.
You know?
How do you feel about a baboon's ass?
Not good.
Yeah,
really bad actually. It looks like it's like pre-prolapsed, like prelapsed.
Yeah.
Like it's. It's these ones. It's like sliced bread, but for asses. Like you buy the version that's a little bit more convenient. It's a little bit more, but like
you buy it.
I don't want to have to prolapse all these shits myself.
What's your time worth?
Yeah, exactly. Like it's worth how long. It's a real afternoon to sit down and prolapse. This is real gross. I didn't necessarily mean by fucking these apes. There's lots of different ways.
You need to make that very clear.
Yeah, you could create. A baboon's ass through a multitude of science.
There's more than one way to prolapse an ass. These guys have a power that I didn't quite understand and still doesn't match up with literally anything. Nothing in the Shadow Talk alludes to this. So I want to camp out here. Why does it have influence (depression)?
It does show up in the Shadow Talk.
Does it?
It's just the third paragraph. He says like, oh, I saw one of these things around Deception Pass. I was on a run tracking it. Anyway, I started feeling like hell. The forest looked ugly, and I felt like my whole life had turned to shit. Dreck is what he says, but shit.
Yeah.
Then I saw this thing watching me. Looked like a nasty, old-tempered hag, just kind of staring at me like a grandmother from hell. I felt so bad that I just killed on the spot. Killed it, geeked it, again, slang, etc. And after it died, I felt better.
Okay.
So like they cause depression. When they're around,
it still doesn't make any sense.
It's just like a D&D power word despair or whatever.
You're right.
It's just I don't know why these things do it, but it does make a great image of like you just feeling like shit, looking over and just having one of these things staring at you, just intentionally making you feel shit. You're gonna I got an ass. You're gonna prolapse me, Greg? And you're just like, oh, I'm sorry. Now I feel bad.
I just love that as not as an adventure hook, but just a terrible thing to happen. One of these things starts nesting nearby, and all of a sudden, an entire neighborhood can't get out of bed.
We would not suffer these things to live if there's a monster that literally just caused everyone depression. Oh, we solved it. like Steven Crowder is going to go online and be like, oh, your reals not feels. Your depression is fake, and here's why. It's the Black Anise. So throw away your pills.
Ugh, Jesus. Is reals not feels a real thing?
Oh yeah. I'm
Jesus.
surprised you haven't. That's old school. That's some old school right wing rhetoric.
Ugh, no.
Extremely bad. Somebody who is a friend of mine posted like a meme on Facebook that made me furious, but he's not a close enough friend to where I wanted to like argue with him.
Right.
But it was like showing like nature, and it was like this is an antidepressant, showing nature, and then showed somebody dumping out a bunch of pills, and it was like this is a lifelong addiction, and then under it was like choose. And I'm like, go to hell.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, like how do you get to be in 2018 and not understand that like shaming people for taking medication for depression is a terrible, terrible look?
Yeah.
You're like, no, you just need to go for a jog in the forest. But what if there are black anuses out there, man?
It just makes it that would compound the problem. Brought to you by our backers at patreon.com/duckfeed.tv.